What's going on, you guys? So, my buddy, the historical gamer, gave me some incredible news. I thought he was pulling my leg, but apparently there's a partnership going on between Slitherine and Battlefront. If you guys are not familiar with Battlefront, these are the guys that make the incredible titles of Combat Mission. If you guys are familiar, the retro titles of Combat Mission, Barbarossa to Berlin, Combat Mission Normandy. They've been making Combat Mission games since, well, I believe the 90s, and I've purchased a whole slew of them, and they've only gotten better. They're incredible games. They're some of the best games that I've ever played for tactical warfare. I mean, they're just incredibly detailed. The graphics, as you can see, are just amazing. Now, the thing about Battlefront, they were always their own developer slash publisher. So you had to go to battlefront.com, purchase the game, download it, find a place on your hard drive to store the executable file, and all that. Now, the thing about it is, I purchased a whole slew of Battlefront games. Unfortunately, I don't know where they are. And now that this partnership is coming where they're partnering with Slitherine to bring Combat Mission Shock Force 2 to our stores, the game and all its DLCs will be available from August 25th on Matrix Games, Steam, and other digital stores, is historic. Because for a person like me who loses these executable files on his hard drive or thumb drives and CDs, all that stuff, I don't have to go looking anymore. If I purchase Shock Force 2, I can just log into my Slitherine or Steam account and just re-download it. And it's going to save me a huge headache. And I'm really looking forward to this because I believe I bought Combat Mission Shock Force 1. I remember playing that and it was awesome, but that was years and years ago. It must be on some hard drive or some DVD that I stored in the basement somewhere where I'm never going to find it. But now I'm very comfortable purchasing something like this because it's always going to be available to me. And this is awesome. This is huge. So let's take a look at this. We already work with Battlefront on some very engaging professional projects where combat missions used for training and analysis purposes. We are now genuinely excited to be able to bring it to our wargaming community. What is Combat Mission Shock Force 2? Shock Force 2 brings you to a hypothetical conflict in Syria between the forces of NATO and the Syrian army, in which you could play either in real time or with the innovative turn-based WEGO system. Take command of the U.S. Striker Brigade combat teams and Heavy Brigade combat teams to fight against the Syrian army, infantry, mechanized, and armored units in an arid setting. Experience the full range of modern threats to conventional military forces, including irregular combat forces, wow, terrorists, spies, suicide bombers, and IEDs, and other deadly tools in asymmetric warfare of the modern day. Play the Task Force Thunder campaign, more than a dozen carefully crafted battles, or unlimited quick battles. Shock Force 2 focuses on the tactical platoon level action and features both the single player campaign and multiplayer hot seat or PBM. Interesting. So I'm very curious, since this partnership between Slitherine and Battlefront is going to happen. The one thing that I love about Slitherine is they have this system called PBEM Plus. It's a system that's available pretty much on every single Slitherine game, I believe. And it's an incredible system. I love it because it allows me to not have to deal with the annoyingness of having to take a PBM file that my friend emailed me, load it into the game, play the game, reattach it to an email to him, and email it to him. It's more of a hassle. I mean, it's not like a huge problem, but it's a hassle, and I could just get irritated about it. PBEM Plus, what Slitherine designed, is me logging into the game, doing my turn, and logging off. It is so simple. Slitherine handles taking the game file and then sending it to my opponent. I don't have to do anything besides just do my turn and leave. I love that. It's huge. And I'm hoping that this partnership brings this system into Combat Mission. So, yeah, guys, this is huge. You're going to get Combat Mission 2 and 3 DLCs, British Forces, Marines, and NATO forces. But look at some of these screenshots, guys. The quality in these games are incredible. I mean, I remember playing Combat Mission Shock Force, and I was just wowed by the quality of it. And they just keep refining the system, and I love combat mission games. One of the games that I bought was Combat Mission Normandy, and I would do crazy things like I would set up a platoon of U.S. Army Rangers, right? And I would put a battalion of German soldiers, and basically I would have the Germans try to take this one either village or house where I have the platoon there. And believe it or not, I was actually able to hold them, I think, one time, but most of the time the Germans won. But I think there was once or twice I actually held out a whole battalion, so that was pretty cool. But you're able to do those kind of crazy scenarios in Combat Mission, which I love, and the graphics in there was amazing. I'm really looking forward to Combat Mission Shock Force 2, mainly because it's going to be published by Slitherine, who are incredible at publishing, right? They have an incredible PR department, some of the most incredible PR managers that I know, Marco and Paulo, they're incredible at running that PR department. And, they do community events, they do YouTube events, they do previews. I mean, they got it all, and from what I remember reading, they have like an email list of like hundreds of thousands of war gamers. So when a new game gets launched, they get the most wide dispersion of that news. So it's a perfect marriage right here. And the one beautiful thing that I love about this is, let's say in a couple of years after I purchase this game, I get the combat mission itch, and I want to replay the game. All I have to do is log into Slitherine or Steam and just re-download it. I don't have to go looking for that old executable file. I just have to go right on and just re-download it. So that's beautiful. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you then.